There is a time of year when almost no one notices the exact moment they stop choosing and start simply following. The weeks move forward as if guided by an invisible track, where everything is already decided before any real desire appears. People repeat gestures, phrases, and habits as if they were natural, yet deep down there is an uncomfortable feeling that something doesn't quite fit. It is a collective movement disguised as celebration, but in practice it works as an artificial pause of awareness. Why is it that precisely when the narrative speaks of unity and renewal, so many people end up tired, empty, and under pressure? Why does the end of a cycle often generate more anxiety than clarity? The answer is not in the dates themselves, but in how they are used to induce predictable behavior. When most people act without reflection, the individual effort to think feels strange, almost like a mistake. If you already notice that this pattern repeats year after year, this is a good moment to interrupt the automatic flow. Like this content, subscribe to the channel and share it with someone who also feels that something is out of place. Small conscious actions help break patterns that persist precisely because no one stops to question them. The end of the year works like an emotional mechanism. It activates silent comparisons, creates unrealistic expectations, and pushes impulsive decisions. It's not about gatherings or celebrations themselves, but about the narrative surrounding them. The idea that you must do more, spend more, show more. Those who don't keep up feel guilty. Those who don't participate feel excluded. Slowly, people stop acting by choice and begin reacting to the environment. This process is not aggressive but subtle. First comes social pressure disguised as invitation, then constant comparison fueled by edited images and selected moments. Finally, excess becomes normalized. Everything is treated as a once-a-year exception, as if consequences didn't exist. But the body records it, the mind feels it, and life eventually charges the price. Physical exhaustion is one of the first ignored signs. Sleep is disrupted, food loses balance, alcohol and sugar consumption increase. The body loses rhythm, the mind loses focus. A disorganized body makes poorer decisions and tolerates situations it would normally reject, not because of moral weakness, but because of accumulated fatigue. Financially, the impact is even quieter. Resources that could strengthen the beginning of the next cycle are consumed in days. Installments stretch for months. January arrives demanding effort just to maintain the basics. When someone starts the year fixing problems created by past impulses, they lose the chance to build something new. Life enters compensation mode instead of growth. There is also the illusion of automatic change. The belief that turning the calendar is enough to transform deeply rooted habits. This expectation brings temporary relief, but delays difficult decisions. Projects are postponed. Discipline is replaced by promises. The problem is not failing, but endlessly postponing action. The most dangerous aspect of this cycle is collective acceptance. People learn to laugh at their own exhaustion, treat debt as inevitable, and normalize recurring frustration. When discomfort becomes a joke, it stops being confronted. What repeats without question becomes the rule. Breaking this pattern doesn't mean rejecting people or moments, but reclaiming the power of choice. It means consciously deciding when to participate, how much emotional energy to invest, and where to draw limits. Freedom begins when someone realizes they don't need to meet external expectations to validate their existence. Conscious celebration is different from excess. It preserves energy instead of wasting it. It chooses quality over volume. It understands that presence doesn't require excess, and affection isn't measured by spending. Those who learn to choose less gain more control over their lives. This posture often creates discomfort. When someone reduces, refuses, or sets limits, the environment reacts. Some see it as coldness, others as distance. But this external discomfort is the price of autonomy. Not everyone will understand, and that's part of leaving the automatic mode. Time reveals the consequences of repeated choices. Small deviations accumulated year after year produce results too large to ignore. The feeling of stagnation doesn't come from a single event, but from cycles lived without awareness. Those who don't review patterns become prisoners of them. When noise fades, silence appears, and silence reveals truths that distractions hide. Fragile relationships, harmful habits, postponed decisions. Escaping this is easy. Facing it requires responsibility. but it is precisely in this space that clarity forms and direction is rebuilt. Living with awareness is not withdrawing from the world, but participating without losing yourself in it. It is acting by principles, not by collective impulses. It is not depending on symbolic dates to begin something important. Those who understand this don't announce change, they simply live differently. If this content brought clarity or discomfort, like it, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who still feels trapped in meaningless cycles. Write in the comments, "I choose to leave automatic mode." Stepping off the script doesn't require confrontation, only decision, and every conscious decision weakens a system that depends on unconscious repetition.